Imagine a battle for the ages, a clash of titans. In one corner, we have Godzilla, the king of the monsters. His roar shakes the heavens. His atomic breath cleaves mountains in two. But what if he faced an enemy even more ancient? An enemy born of fire and shadow? Could even Godzilla stand against Ancalagon the Black, the mightiest dragon of them all? Today, we delve into this epic showdown. We ask the question, who would win? From the depths of the Pacific, he rises. Godzilla, a walking force of nature. His very presence speaks of primal power. Awakened by the folly of man, Godzilla is a symbol of nature's wrath. He is the ultimate consequence. But is he a villain or a force of balance in a world on the brink? Godzilla's atomic breath is legendary. It has leveled cities and incinerated foes. His regenerative powers are nearly unmatched. Wounds heal in the blink of an eye. Godzilla is more than just a monster. He is a force of nature, a king among titans. But is he ready for Ancalagon the Black? Long before Godzilla, before recorded history, there was Ancalagon the Black. A name whispered in fear, a legend from the first age of Middle-earth. This was no mere dragon. This was a beast of unimaginable scale. His wingspan blotted out the sun. His fiery breath could melt mountains. Ancalagon served Morgoth, the first Dark Lord. He was the deadliest weapon in a war against gods and elves. His power was absolute, his reign terrifying. Ancalagon was eventually defeated, brought down by the valor of heroes. But his legend lives on, a testament to the power of imagination, and a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the hearts of dragons. Godzilla's story is one of both tragedy and terror. Born of atomic fire, he embodies the hubris of mankind. His very existence is a reminder of the destructive power we wield. Godzilla first appeared in 1954, rising from the depths to punish humanity for its arrogance. Since then, he has become a global icon, a symbol of our deepest fears and anxieties. Over the decades, Godzilla has battled countless monsters, each more terrifying than the last. He has leveled cities with a single swing of his tail. His atomic breath has reduced armies to ash. But Godzilla is more than just a mindless force of destruction. He is a complex character, capable of both rage and compassion. He is a king, a protector, and a destroyer. How could a creature like Godzilla even exist? What powers his incredible strength and resilience? Scientists have long debated the biological and physical realities of such a creature. Some theorize that Godzilla's cells possess a unique energy source, perhaps a biological form of nuclear fusion. This would explain his immense power output and regenerative abilities. Others speculate that Godzilla's origins lie in genetic manipulation or exposure to unknown forms of radiation. His very existence could be a testament to the unpredictable nature of scientific progress. Regardless of the explanation, one thing is certain. Godzilla defies our understanding of biology and physics. He is a creature of myth and legend, brought to life in spectacular and terrifying detail. In the annals of Middle-earth, few names inspire such dread as Ancalagon the Black. He is a nightmare from a bygone age, a testament to the boundless imagination of J.R.R. Tolkien. Ancalagon was not merely a dragon. He was a force of nature, a storm of fire and shadow given monstrous form. His scales were said to be blacker than night, reflecting no light, only an endless void. His size was staggering, dwarfing mountains, his wingspan blotting out the sun. When he took to the air, the very earth trembled, and the heavens themselves seemed to recoil in fear. Ancalagon was the ultimate weapon of Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, bred in the pits of Angband, fueled by the fires of Mount Doom. He was the culmination of centuries of hatred and malice, given life to dominate and destroy. Ancalagon's reign of terror was brief but devastating. He was unleashed upon the world in the War of Wrath, the final confrontation between Morgoth and the combined forces of elves, men, and even the Valor, the angelic beings of Tolkien's world. His fiery breath laid waste to entire armies. His teeth and claws tore through the ranks of elves and men like a scythe through wheat. He instilled a primal fear in the hearts of even the bravest warriors, for he was not merely a beast, but a manifestation of destruction itself. Mountains crumbled beneath his weight, forests were incinerated by his passing, and the skies themselves turned red with the reflection of his burning form. For a time, it seemed that Ancalagon would single-handedly turn the tide of the war in Morgoth's favor. But even Ancalagon's power had limits. The stage is set. The world holds its breath. In an arena of shattered mountains and burning sky, two titans converge. Godzilla, the king of the monsters, and Ancalagon the Black, the terror of the First Age. The very air crackles with anticipation. This is a battle for the ages, a clash of powers beyond human comprehension. Godzilla, a walking nuclear reactor, his spines glowing with an eerie blue light. Ancalagon, a creature of shadow and flame, his eyes burning like molten gold, his roar a symphony of destruction. The earth trembles beneath their combined might. Godzilla, a veteran of countless battles against monsters and machines, stares down his opponent. He has faced his share of dragons before, but none like this. Ancalagon. The Black is something different, something ancient and evil. The first blow is struck. Ancalagon, with a roar that splits the heavens, unleashes a torrent of fire that could melt mountains. Godzilla, unfazed, meets the inferno head-on, his atomic breath a blazing blue counterpoint to the dragon's crimson flames. The very fabric of reality seems to warp and twist around them. Mountains crumble. The ground cracks and splits. The clash of these titans is a cataclysm unlike any other. Godzilla, momentarily stunned by Ancalagon's fiery breath, shakes his head and roars defiantly, his eyes fixed on the dragon. Godzilla, his thick hide scorched but unbroken, charges. He slams into Ancalagon with the force of a meteor, sending the dragon crashing to the earth. Ancalagon, enraged, lashes out with claws the size of buildings, raking them across Godzilla's chest. Godzilla roars in pain, but his wounds begin to close almost instantly. His regenerative powers are already at work, mending the damage. But Ancalagon is relentless, pressing his attack, driving Godzilla back with a furious barrage of fire and claw. Godzilla, however, is no stranger to pain, to adversity. He digs his heels into the shattered earth, refusing to yield. He knows he cannot match Ancalagon's raw power, his size, or the ferocity of his assault. He needs a different strategy, a way to exploit the dragon's weaknesses. Ancalagon, confident in his overwhelming might, grows careless. He circles Godzilla, keeping him off balance with blasts of fire, but he underestimates the king of the monsters. Godzilla, anticipating the dragon's next move, ducks low, avoiding a wave of fire. And then he sees his chance. Ancalagon, momentarily vulnerable, his underside exposed. Godzilla seizes the opportunity. He gathers his energy, focusing every ounce of his atomic might into a single, devastating blast. The blue beam lances out, striking Ancalagon's underbelly with the force of a nuclear detonation. The very air shrieks as the energy rips through the dragon's flesh. Ancalagon, caught off guard, roars in pain, a sound that echoes across the ravaged landscape. The smell of burning flesh fills the air, a testament to the raw power of Godzilla's attack. Ancalagon the Black, the terror of the First Age, reels from the attack. Smoke billows from the gaping wound in his belly. The air crackles with the raw energy of Godzilla's atomic breath. A collective gasp rises from the unseen audience, a testament to the sheer audacity of Godzilla's gambit. The dragon, his fiery breath reduced to ragged gasps, thrashes in the air, his immense bulk struggling to maintain altitude. But the damage is too severe. His wings, once mighty enough to blot out the sun, falter, their delicate membranes scorched and torn by the atomic fire. And then, with a final earth-shattering roar that seems to split the very heavens, Ancalagon the Black falls. His descent is a fiery meteor, a burning testament to the power of the king of the monsters. The impact sends shockwaves across the land, toppling mountains and splitting the earth asunder. Godzilla, his chest heaving from the exertion of the battle, watches as his ancient foe crashes to the earth. The very air seems to crackle with the fading energy of the dragon's demise. A silence, heavy and profound, descends upon the battlefield. Godzilla, his primal instincts tempered by a strange, almost mournful awareness, surveys the scene of his victory. The land is scarred, littered with the smoldering remains of the dragon's fiery demise. The very air is thick with the stench of death and destruction. He has triumphed, vanquishing a foe more ancient and terrible than any he has ever faced. Yet there is no joy in his victory, no sense of triumph. Only a weary acceptance of the burden he carries, the responsibility that comes with being the king of the monsters. Godzilla turns his back on the wreckage, his massive form casting a long shadow across the ravaged landscape. He takes a step, then another, his heavy tread a slow, steady rhythm that speaks of ancient power and an even older wisdom. He does not look back. His gaze is fixed on the horizon, on the endless expanse of the sea. The king has returned to his domain, his duty done, his power reaffirmed. But the memory of the battle, of the fallen foe, lingers, a reminder of the ever-present struggle between chaos and order, between destruction and creation. The dust settles, the fires die down. The very air seems to breathe a sigh of relief. The battle is over, but the legend lives on. Godzilla, the king of the monsters, has faced the terror of the First Age, Ancalagon the Black, and emerged victorious. We ask the question, who would win? And the answer, as we've seen, is far from simple. Both Godzilla and Ancalagon the Black are forces of nature, embodiments of power beyond human comprehension. Their clash was a cataclysm, a battle for the ages. But beyond the raw power, beyond the spectacle of destruction, this battle reminds us of something profound. It reminds us of the enduring power of myth, of the stories we tell ourselves to make sense of the world, to grapple with the forces of chaos and order, of creation and destruction. Godzilla, the king of the monsters. Ancalagon the Black, the terror of the First Age. Their names will forever be etched in the annals of imagination, a testament to the boundless potential of storytelling. We've journeyed to the very edges of imagination, witnessed a clash of titans that shook the foundations of reality. But our journey isn't over yet. There are countless other battles to be fought, other legends to explore, other questions to ask. Who would win in a battle between King Kong and the Kraken? Could Smaug the Magnificent stand against the might of Cthulhu? The possibilities are endless, limited only by the scope of our imagination. So join us as we continue to explore the ultimate battles, the epic showdowns that capture our imaginations and remind us of the power of stories to transport us to worlds beyond our wildest dreams. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next epic showdown. Who will clash next? The answer awaits in the next ultimate battle.